a morning structure for success. Let's try and combine this all into a 30-minute routine.
And see this routine that Sharon's going to go through? I done this word for word, and you will see major movement in your life in the direction that you want to go in. Welcome back to the Mindset and Marketing Podcast. My name is Matthew Toman, and I'm joined with
Sharon Kirkpatrick.
Here at the Mindset and Marketing Podcast, our aim is to give you jargon-free information around everything mindset and everything marketing, two of the most important things that you must master to achieve everything that you set out to in life. So how is things, Sharon? How are you doing?
All good, thank you. I'm all good. I had a fabulous weekend filled with food and celebrations. So what more could you want?
Very good. What'd you get up to? Or where'd you go?
So it was your Aunt Louise's birthday on Friday.
Oh,
so
yeah.
My partner Rachel's mum. So we went to Villa Italia, gorgeous Italian, in Belfast.
Was it better than expected?
Well, I went for pasta. Normally I don't get pasta. So I went for pasta and it was beautiful. It was like a creamy salmon tagliatelle, whatever you call that. It was amazing. But the thing is, see, we can't go anywhere else. If it's any of your family's birthdays, they won't eat anywhere else in Belfast.
They love Villa Italia, and I think it was amazing whenever we were all children because it was nice. But then you start to, you travel the world, you get a different acquired taste, you get exposed to like really, really good food, and then you're like, why are we still going here?
Back to Villa.
But it does have that vibe though. I did see the photograph of you, and I'm raging I wasn't there. There's moments like that when you're away. You're like, oh, I wish I was back.
So what happened was Rachel's dad is a mechanic, and he was responsible for driving. And we had lovely food. Everything was going swimmingly. Went back out after the meal, and the two boys were walking ahead. So we finally caught up with them. We were like, well, how are they still not in the car? Because we had stopped to take photos of ourselves, obviously. And we were like, how are they not? What's going on here? And then they were like, the battery's dead. So the mechanic left the car lights on. So then it was a ring around Belfast to try and get someone to jumpstart us.
Do you know, it's so funny because Pete actually said, I'm getting Jonathan. He has like Jonathan and Rachel like hooked up with these jump starters, these battery jump starter things to pump up their tires, and he doesn't even have one himself.
No, I was like, we all said if this had been anybody else,
he'd have been
never
raging.
Heard the end of it.
Yeah, never heard the end of it.
So obviously I didn't really do much except for laugh and take videos, and everyone's like, stop videoing this, and I was like, I know, but it's like gold. Oh, it was the best crack. So yeah, that was fun. And then chilled Saturday, and then I was out on Sunday for another Rachel's birthday.
We have a lot of Rachels in our lives.
There's so many of them.
And they're all intertwined because Rachel meets really nice, talented people. Sharon then becomes their friend as well. Then I find out what their skill set is, and then I hire them. And then, everybody's like intertwined and tangled, and they all kind of work for Bankhouse.
Oh, so true. So yeah, we went out and had a wee ball. We went to James Street South, which I had never been to before. Obviously, I've been to the sister restaurants, Waterman House, and yeah, it was beautiful.
I love James Street South as well.
Yeah, so I had been there, but never James Street, and it was unreal.
James Street South. Yeah, I have been there. I haven't been there in years.
It was like the same menu, so I got the Chateaubriand again because I was obsessed.
Yeah.
In
Was
Waterman.
it different?
Well, this time I had pre-planned because last time I made a mistake and didn't figure out what way they liked their steak done. The person I was sharing with Rachel. So we got that all ironed out at the start. So it was different in that this time it was medium rare.
Okay.
Not medium.
Very good.
But it was beaut. I could just eat there every night.
I know. Well, whenever I'm back, we'll eat there every day.
So that was my weekend. Then we headed out into Belfast to celebrate the birthday with a few drinks. So it was good crack. What about you? Yeah. What did you get up to?
I had to drive Daniel down to Anaheim. He went to Coachella. It looked flipping brilliant. He had an absolute ball. And then I came back. I had a great weekend actually. Couple of dates, and then I
Oh,
had they were really really interesting. And then I had like a couple of work meetings, which were very successful. And what else did I do? Normal stuff, gym, eating, like
ho-
ate so much food, ate everything,
hold
It
on
was
now.
good.
Whenever you follow up by describing dates is interesting,
I
that's
feel you
an
enough. It's
interesting
probably
word.
not. It's probably not for camera. I suppose it's probably let that slip before I realised that you might pry into that. It was good. I had a
Right,
ball.
okay.
I had a really interesting weekend. It was good fun. What else did I do? Had to go back to Anaheim and pick Daniel up. So I got the Coachella experience. I got was the traffic there and back because I had to pick him up like halfway from it, so I didn't get the experience. There was two things I would have loved to have seen: Will Smith coming out, that looked flipping brilliant. I
Seen
would have
that?
loved to have seen No Doubt. I would have loved to have seen Lana Del Rey, but I was just like, at the time I was thinking, why did they choose Lana Del Rey to do that thing? And I don't really get Billie Eilish at all, like, so
What?
I don't know. I just think like she presented herself as this version and then turned into that, and I don't know. It's not authentic to me. There's something about her I'm not down
Like,
about.
I haven't done loads of research on this, right? But initially she was all, I'm wearing baggy clothes because I don't want to be objectified and, a woman's body and all this. And then next thing I see, she's in like the news with like, I mean, to call it a bra would be
It's
being
so
generous.
unauthentic. Like it's not authentic at all for me. So I just really tapped out at that point. Because I don't mind the objective version or the other version, like what she chooses to do. I think it's like her flip flopping and having this, like very I'm doing this because of this, and then doing the opposite. It's just like okay, no worries.
I thought it was going to be because, is she really singing? It sounds like she's talking, but actually
I
talking really
yeah,
well.
I like switch her over so fast that I couldn't even name one of her songs or even give you the melody of it. As soon as I hear the tone, I'm like, out of here, off, get her off. I can't get into her. And then I saw her win like I think she won an Oscar or a Grammy. I don't know. She's won loads of stuff this year anyway. But what else then I done? That was it really. I went on a hike, couple of hikes.
Oh, here, I started up my running again.
Oh yeah, very good. How'd that go?
I bloody hate it.
Do
Hate
you?
it. I hate exercise. It's just not for me.
I told
But
you to
I'm going
go
to stick
down
to it.
Nicola in the small group coaching.
I know. I know. See, what I've done is I set a reminder on my phone every day to remind me to go for a 20-minute run. So then I feel bad if I don't.
You're weird like that. Sharon's like, oh yeah, no, I'm getting into shape now. I'm gonna start now to get into shape for your birthday. And I'm like, well, my birthday party's like in a week and a half. And then she shows up at the birthday party in a crop top. I'm like, how the hell do you do that? You're pretty good at that. I don't know how you do it. You're really good. You're really good at getting that done.
You, you know what happens? If there's an event, then I have to kind of like not eat carbs that week and then like try and move. And then that's kind of sorts it. Yeah. Now, I mean, it doesn't give me a six pack, but it does the job for the event. Do you know what I mean? That's what happens. So that's why I'm doing this again because my birthday's coming up and going to Galgorm.
Yeah. Oh well,
So
it's
yeah,
working. So, what
thank you.
is the topic for today's podcast? I don't even know yet because Sharon was off yesterday and I was in dealing with the team and the guys, which was interesting. It's always good. Actually, anyway, we'll come back to that at another point. I actually do love it, to be honest. I love working with the guys and seeing what's going on. Got some really
I,
exciting clients on the minute.
I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't hear from you yesterday. I was like, what's going on? And then at the end of the night, I get a message. So I thought you just ignored everything work, with the team, and
Oh
just
right, okay.
left it.
No.
And then I got a message to say you'd been doing stuff. And I was like, wow, like no dramas. It was all
No, we got a lot. We
positive.
got a lot done yesterday. A lot done. There's a lot
Thanks for
done all
that.
over the place. No worries. And we've got some new people starting to join the team, which is gonna like the goal is to like double Sharon, like have another one, have another version of it. So I don't think we'll get another version of you now, but someone that can
Some
really take a load off your plate, like that you're
some
comfortable
people
with.
some people would say two of me would not be a good thing. But
Oh,
thanks for trying to
I would like
recreate.
three. I'd be okay with three. But what's today's topic?
So it is a morning structure for success.
Yeah, it's so funny.
We have talked about like loads of different individual elements, right, that people can do to help improve their mindset. So what I thought was, let's try and combine this all into a 30-minute routine that you could do in the morning that is going to set you up perfectly for the day and for achieving all those things that you want.
And see this routine that Sharon's going to go through? Like, I'm not joking. I done this word for word for a big period of my life. Like literally this, because whenever I was really trying to stay focused on getting out of from where I was to where I wanted to be, I done this. And as I just said to Sharon, my morning routine now is different. You know, your morning routine changes and does evolve and moves and shifts and moves around. But this one, if you're struggling right now to be motivated and to get stuff that you want, do this every morning and you will see major movement in your life in the direction that you want to go in. You know, it's just factual. And if I'm ever stuck, I will jump back into versions of this. And then I'll talk about what I do for my routine now.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, you know, because obviously, you look, best will in the world, there's a million things that need to be done. And I'm sure there's like a trillion things that you could do in the morning to try and help structure your day. But these are small things that don't take a lot of time, but have a big impact. And we all know that however you start your day is how you end your day, you know. So that's why we're thinking morning time, let's get it done then. Because even now that I'm doing those runs, see if I do it in the morning, sorted, everything feels better, everything goes smoother, more energy, whatever. See if I don't get it in the morning, then by the end of the day, I feel like I failed something. Then it's like a hassle to get it done because I'm like, this should have already been done, you know, and getting annoyed and all that. So it's just about these wee things that you do in the morning to try and get you motivated and on the right path. So, yeah. So there's so we've broke it down. So there's loads out there, but we've broke it down to our 7. So let's go through them. 30 minutes, that's it. So set your alarm 30 minutes earlier or just stop lazing about when you first get up. Step 1, this is the hardest for me. And it's pour a pint of water and drink it.
Yeah, it's good to get hydrated every morning.
It's so hard.
Yeah. What I do now is I actually take my protein shake first thing in the morning now. Like I used to take it after the gym. Now I take it first thing in the morning mixed with my greens. And then I go to the gym after. But I swear to God, I felt so much better. Like so much earlier.
The hardest thing for me is like making that water the first thing that you drink, because to start the day, need a coffee.
Oh
right?
Shit, no.
So
no, don't do that.
And I hate water. So how to help get around this, I know it sounds stupid, but if you like pour a pint of water before you go to bed, put it on your bedside table, right? As soon as you get up, wake up, drink that water, don't go anywhere else, don't do anything else until you've drunk that. And then when you come down, you can still have whatever you need after that, but you're starting, because water has so many benefits like metabolism, all of that, energy, whatever. So just get it out of the way. That's what I do. Now you have to drink more water throughout the day.
I went through a stage of drinking a gallon of water, which was I think in 4.7 litres a day, and then I was actually drinking too much. So I pulled back. I still drink like a lot of water. But if you don't like the taste of water, get electrolytes, you know, and get whatever flavour, watermelon, mint, you know, chocolate, whatever the flavours are, like get electrolytes, put like a sachet of electrolytes in them. Daniel also just got this thing, I think it's called Liquid IV. They're really, really good. It's like electrolytes, but they're a very good brand. The way they've marketed themselves, I'm obsessed with it, because they're blowing up. Everybody is drinking Liquid IV. And you just put that in your water. It'll give it a different flavour and also get all the right minerals and salts into you first thing in the morning. Another thing that you would not do, but Daniel also does, is he weighs out Himalayan sea salt. So he will weigh out in a glass how much salt and like put the salt in, put the water into that, and then drink it. He has salt water every morning.
That is disgusting.
It works. I'm telling you, he's completely and utterly hydrated.
Salt water. Right now, who's going to start the day in salt water apart from Daniel?
I don't know. I take electrolytes, right? I like the flavored
Do
ones.
electrolytes
I
then.
like flavored, but I like water. I love water, and I don't drink water cold. I always drink it at room temperature. I don't drink anything cold.
I like water if it's mixed with coffee or, it's used to make wine, things like
Yeah,
that. That's more
I
my
used to
water
drink
vibe.
whenever I
But,
drank. I used to drink vodka and water. That's what I drank.
oh,
Whenever I
right,
lived in
okay.
Australia, I drank vodka and water. We used to squeeze like lime into it, but it was the mixer was water.
Right, so don't do that.
Yeah,
But there
God.
we go. Step one takes 2 seconds. Get the water into you. Yeah. Step two, either meditate, or if you're not into that, get up and go for a 10-minute walk. Just start getting moving, start getting your brain moving, or start getting your physical body moving, get the fresh air in. One of those two things.
I
Start your
listen
day
to
there.
Dr. Joe Dispenza for meditation. It's 25 minutes. I don't do it every morning now. My meditation changes, as Sharon said. A nice walking meditation, or going to the gym, or going for a run. There's other things. I'm a swimmer, so I like to swim. And for me, swimming is the best because you've no phone, no one's speaking to you. You're underwater. You've got your thoughts, and you can swim. That's another type of meditation that I would do. But meditation comes in many different forms. Silencing and turning off your brain. Guided meditations are so good. There's so many on YouTube that are free. And also the Dr. Joe Dispenza morning and evening meditations are the best meditations that I've ever experienced in my life. Like I can't even, they're the reason why I'm living in America. Like that's when it asks you questions that you're going through in your mind, and it's unbelievable. Like it's the best thing that I've ever done,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
that's the thing, because what you're doing there for, obviously, we said like meditation or a 10-minute walk, just to try and keep it under the 30 minutes, because any form of it, is going to be helpful. When you wake up, yourself, you wake up in real good form, or you wake up a bit groggy or a bit annoyed, or you wake up stressed because your list is huge, or you're worried about something. So it's just to try and like kind of get a wee bit of a reset, to try and get all of those thoughts kind of out of your head, and just to start. Yeah. So if the least you can do, like 10 minutes, even just take that. Could be a workout at home, could be anything. And this isn't about trying to stay fit. We're not
One
saying
of
this
my
is going to get
clients
you.
actually, one of my clients, sorry to cut you off there, but
That's
one
okay.
of my clients really uses the shower, the zone out, like really focuses on the water falling on his head, like really feels the water, and
Yeah.
just and tries to like really really deep breathe and switch off his mind. He swears by it. That actually, I think I've tried that like once or twice, and it was good.
People, yeah, there's lots of research out there as well to say about, ending your shower in a cold shower, so at the end, because you might get too much enjoyment if you haven't trained to like, feel all those things in the shower the way your client has. You're probably just enjoying the heat of the shower, like nothing, Whereas if you put on the cold one, it triggers all these other things inside your body to kind of make you go, oh shit, right, what?
I had another call with a client yesterday, and they were saying about, they were really, they had like they've been dealing with a lot of stress with their business, and they've really come out the other side. They're flying, and they've had this persistent headache, and they're doing all the hydration and all that stuff. And I said, look, I just think that's stress as well. And they were like, we really need to get into cold therapy. And I was like, listen, you have a hot tub, put on the hot one, just get in there and relax and have a glass of wine. Do you know what I mean?
Chill
Like
out.
get your body into like heat and just relax every muscle. I find that works for me. I go down and use the spa here at my apartment and just get in, and it's like all your troubles get reset because your whole body just like
Yeah.
floats away.
But you know why I think that's good too? Because we had the hot tub up at one point, and we were doing that in the evenings, and it was also good because normally, like, you go home, you're on your phone or you're watching shite on TV, whereas when you're out in the hot tub, you're not doing that, and
Yeah.
you are then thinking more, you are
Yeah.
talking or conversing if you're with someone, so, and it kind of just gives you that reset. But what you could do instead of your 10-minute walk is buy one of them Lumi baths. They're ice cold. They're like £100, and you can do a cold water dunk to start your day. And look, I'm not an advocate of all of this stuff. However, I was a skeptic, and Rachel got one, and I'm telling you now, there's nothing clears your head like getting into one of those bloody things, and you only have to get in for a minute and you're out again, and it's like you've done a workout. But what I used to do it whenever I came home, if it was a real tough day and there was a million things going on in my head, and it literally wipes it all. It takes the tension out of, I don't know what it does, but you can feel the difference. There's no denying it. So you could do that if you
Apparently,
want.
if you stay in that for 3 minutes at that level of cold, it releases this adrenaline into your body because it thinks you're dying, and then it feels good or something. I watched this video on that.
Well, that works because, like, you know, then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that I'm still alive. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Yeah. What is the next one?
Okay. So that was step 2. Step 3 then is write down the goal that you want to achieve for the month. So that should be the same for the rest of the month. So that's the top goal, the big goal that you want to achieve for that month.
Yeah.
So
I have got like journals stacked this high, and I keep moving them around. I put them in my parents' house at the minute because I have stuff's in storage. They're like, am I dumping these?
That?
I'm like, no, don't dump them. They're important. They're gonna be moved into my own house, but well, I don't want them dumped. But anyway, the point is, I wrote everything that Sharon's doing here. Like, this is how I like started my morning every morning. Whenever I lived in Dublin, and I can remember even going out and doing the walk up and down the canal, you know, whenever it wasn't raining, or jumping into doing the Joe Dispenza meditation. They were really, really important to me. The only thing was, I know you're saying under 30 minutes, my morning routine back then did take longer. It did, because I done a 25-minute meditation, but the writing down your goal and the next part that we're going to talk about was the most important thing to start my day, and I done it religiously. You know, I done it religiously.
Well, and like, just think about it, you know, that goal, that could be, I want to lose weight because I want to fit into this dress, or I want, you know, better work-life balance, or it's a goal as big as you want, or, you know, whatever, but you put that at the top of the page, and then that becomes the core focus, and that's how you start your day every day, by thinking about that goal, you know, and then everything else will then fall under that. So if you're thinking about the goal instead of thinking about all the negative shit that you have to do in that day or that's worrying you, you know, you're already changing your mindset, like subconsciously, you know. So that's kind of, so figure out what that goal is. And we've talked about goals before, like make sure it is a goal that you really want, because you need to kind of believe in it, you know. So don't just write down like, understand. So when you're writing your goal, like,
you have to really understand why you want it. The Jack Canfield talks about in the Evolution of Success that it's scientifically proven that if you write your goals down, there's a high percentage that your chance that it's going to come into your life, a higher percent chance than someone who doesn't. You know, and also I've said this on the last podcast that anybody who doesn't have goals get used by people who does have goals.
Yeah, and think about this, right? Say my goal is. So my goal at the minute, I want to lose some weight for this trip. So that's being, you know, wrote down every day. That then changes how I think about what I'm going to be doing in that day. You know, so I'll not be as careless when it comes to choices around what I'm picking to eat or snack on. You know, so it all kind of plays in. And if your goal is that you want a better work-life balance, well then, whenever you'll be thinking about the better work-life balance, you'll not be thinking about all this crap I still have to do. You're turning it into a positive, you know, and then the next step obviously will help you towards that. But yeah, so pick your goal, keep that for the month. I mean, you can keep it for longer if it's a big goal that you need to, like, a longer period of time to achieve. But
understand the difference in having a goal, right, that you want to achieve, and having a to-do list. Because I have like my goals that I want to achieve, and then I have my to-do list that gets me through that day as well. So just
well, that's step 4. So then step 4 is like, so you've got your goal at the top of the page, then you write down a task that you can do in that day or complete in that day that is going to take you a step closer to your goal. Just one task that you're going to achieve that day. and that's your to-do list that you're talking about. And then that task will change, because once you've completed that task, then the next day you'll have a different task. So what you're doing is you're taking small steps towards your goal. So if mine was to get into better shape, so task is I'm going to do a 20-minute run every day. So
Yeah.
that's that. And then I can add another task to that, which will be, meal prep for the week,
Oh, yeah.
whatever it is,
I hadn't journaled in ages, and I went round to Barnes & Noble the other week and bought this again to start. Not that I hadn't journaled, but I hadn't been working on my to-do list. I hadn't been working on writing all my stuff down, and I was getting a bit overwhelmed because of the time difference, and I was like, where am I? What am I meant to be doing?
Yeah.
So I just went right back to the basics, and I'm like, okay, what do I want to achieve? And then how do I get that? And just all my goals and tasks and to-do lists.
And you're going to feel good as well because, if you've completed a task that's taking you closer to that goal, that's a good feeling too,
Yeah.
So not only are you getting a step closer, but you're also feeling like you've achieved something. And you're, again, subconsciously getting into that mindset of, this goal is achievable, So, look, there's loads of things you can do, but what we're trying to do here is say, here's the best way to kind of start your morning to get you achieving the things that you want, So step 5 then is a bit of kind of reflection and learning. So just take a moment to write down kind of the biggest challenge from the day before. And then from there, write down what you've learned from it and how you would do something differently. It doesn't even have to be related to the goal or the tasks around the goal. What you're doing there is you're just kind of learning to program your mind to, again, we always talk about those negative thoughts. When you had that challenge in the day, stress out about it, well, the next day you're over that now. You might not be, but if you're over that challenge, big or small, write down what you've learned from it. So then you're turning it into a positive experience for the negative thoughts, and also then for moving forward, you'll have a better way of handling or dealing with that. And in the end, you might actually go, do you know what, that wasn't even a challenge, that was just me stressed out. So it's just trying to be aware of those negative thoughts when they prop up and learning from them. So that was step 5. Step 6 is write down 5 things you're grateful for. That's a big one, and write it down because, like you said earlier, Matthew, when you write things down, they kind of stick more. It's also a bit of like a release. So 5 things that you're grateful for. It can be family,
Could be small,
work-related.
it could be huge, but I always go
weather.
back to gratitude, always go back to gratitude. Even through if something bad happens, I'm grateful for that happening because now I've got a lesson from it, so it's always about just being grateful around the things that are there, and that's just the way that you got to do it,
And like you say, it can be small things, but again, it's all just about trying to train your brain now to think positively on things. Like you can write as many things as you want if you're on a roll, work away, but do start and try and make them different, because you don't want to just be writing the same things every day, because you're almost maybe not thinking about it that much, when you're just writing.
Try to shake it up, but I mean, like things that you're grateful for, anything at all. Again, even whenever Joe Vitale said in the Evolution of Success, he said that whenever he couldn't find anything to be grateful for, he was just sitting writing, trying to write something, and it turned out he said, I'm grateful for this pencil, that I'm able to write this. And then he said, well, actually then I'm grateful for this room that I'm staying in because I had nowhere to live. And as it then started to go, he couldn't even because he was trying to think about, well, what have I to be grateful for? I don't have anything. I'm broke. I'm like at the lowest point of my life. I've no hope. But really, the fact that he even had a room and a pencil, that he could even start this process. And then now Joe Vitale is like, I just was looking at him. He's a good friend now. He's in the documentary, The Evolution of Success, and was in The Secret and many different things. And I communicate with him often. Usually whenever he's got a new car, he got a new Bentley, like electric. I think he got the first electric Bentley about 2 years ago ever that Bentley provided. And it's like, but he shows that and talks about that and talks about getting that because everything he's ever, that came from just being grateful for like practically nothing, you know, and built
Yeah.
it up all through his mindset and all through helping others with their mindset. He's actually amazing.
And the thing is, as well, you know, whenever, because again, we're talking about the morning and how you start your day, you know, most people do wake up with a huge list and feel overwhelmed or thinking, geez, how are we getting through this, you know, and nobody really takes the time. So what automatically comes to the front of your head is going to be the things that you have to do, the things that need to get you through, you know, worry, all that, they all come to the forefront of your mind in the morning, and that's how you're starting your day. And we never take time, like, well, we do, but you know, people don't take time to just be grateful and just to think
Yeah.
of all the positive things that are going on.
Well, like, I
So
have to
it's
remind
just,
myself all the time to do it as well. Like, even, you know, I would class myself as my mindset being in a really good place, but I still have to, like, be like, okay, let's just check in. If something really bad, not that bad, if something really stressful is happening, I'm like, hold on a second. These are stresses that I wished for, you know, 10 years ago, whenever I was on unemployment. I was only delighted to get these stresses now. Like, this is what I asked for. This is the life this is the life that I wanted, you know? And it's like, yeah, I always wanted to live in America, but yes, there is going to be stresses sometimes with time difference when you're running several businesses, you know? So that's just it. You just have to take it like that, and you have to be grateful for the stresses, because if you didn't have them, then you'd be back in the UK or Ireland in the rain, dealing with
I
exactly the same problems.
I literally I do it all the time, you know, especially if like you've got like a friend or a family member who's just winding you up, you know, you're going through the same stuff with them, and you're just like, oh my goodness, and then you find yourself getting agitated. I just pause for a second. I'm like, I'm so grateful
Yeah.
that I have this person in my life. They bring me this and they bring me
Let
that.
me just light a bit of sage here and just
Yeah,
like get the
I'm
whole
just
place going. I know.
and then I go back to them. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Okay, how's things? Yeah, how's it going? But yeah, no, definitely. Okay, so what is the next one?
And then finally ending on step 7. So once you've done all of that, create your positive affirmation and say this out loud to yourself
And
throughout the
this
day.
feels weird. I got one of
I
my
know.
clients to like repeat it back to me on the phone the other day. We were like driving and she rang me and she was like, this opportunity's just arose and I don't think I'm worthy of it, type thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like she can't see what other people see. And we worked our way through in the call and she ended up coming with this affirmation. And I was like, okay, say it back to me. She couldn't even say it out loud. Could not even say the words out loud.
Yeah.
And I said, look, you're going to have to go home and like practice in the mirror and say this. And she's like, I can't. Matthew, I can't do this. And I was like, you're going to have to. You're going to have to learn really fast because things are happening for you now. And in fairness, now she did say it on the call and I repeated it back to her the way she said it to me. And I'm like, what if I said it to you like this? And we both laughed about it. And I said, listen, for our next call, like you need to really step into the person that you are and get up to speed with everybody else. Because her mindset is here in this one where it's like, how, I want that. I'm like, it's now presenting itself. It's here. It's in your life. Like, so get into it fast. And it was funny, like, doing that.
That's the thing. If you can, like, these aren't the rules, but what I would say is that if you can try and create a positive affirmation around that goal, that relates to that goal that you have jotted down at the top of the page. So if it's to lose weight, just thinking about me, guys, this week.
I know, Sharon, yours is like, do you not meant to be promoting body confidence? No.
Well,
Even
yes, but
you would not believe how many people I've met out in LA who are on Ozempic, the diabetic weight loss drug.
No, I wouldn't say no to that, to be honest.
Well,
If that was going to get me there
give
quicker.
it to you. You wouldn't. No
No.
doctor would prescribe it. Like you wouldn't. I joke saying, "Oh my God, how can I get that?" But like, I would never do it anyway because your body works the way it's meant to work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm afraid of like the side effects for them. But I met one of my friends for lunch last week, and I was like, "Wow!" I didn't even know them had lost 3 stone. Yeah, and another one's lost like 5 stone. but I didn't know him beforehand. He showed me a photograph of him before, and I was like, Jesus.
That's crazy.
But I find that whenever you do that, you're still, whether you get a stomach bypass, the gastric band, Ozempic, your habits are still like can of Coke and a pack of crisps. Do you know what I mean? Like you still have that. That's still in your soul. Like I think the weight loss has to change, or your body confidence or your fitness levels or anything has to change from the inside out. Not about how you look. How you look is a byproduct of how you sort of have respect for your own body. You know?
I know. It's almost like a band-aid, you know, like what, okay, that's one part that's like fixed for you there, but what else is broken underneath that you're not really dealing with?
I met this girl once, and she got her stomach done, and I'd never really known anybody who'd done that before, but was still drinking like Lucozade and like eating crisps and having M&Ms, and I was like, how is that healthy? Like, how is that, what, you know, how are you getting vitamins, you know, because I think 70 or 80% of her stomach was cut off. It's mad. I think that whole thing's nuts. I don't support it. I'm not into it. Anybody who wants to do that, okay, no worries, whatever you want, but like, I just don't do it. Like, try not to. There's other ways, you know.
Well, by starting this morning routine. So here, maybe some people don't know what a positive affirmation is. But would you reckon everyone knows about that?
No, they're not.
So,
they're not going,
so
not
like, so no, so as an example, like for me, if I'm thinking about it, I'll be saying mine for the day is I have everything I need to achieve this weight loss. That's mine for today. I have everything I need to achieve this weight loss.
Well, I think you've lost, looking at the camera, I think you've lost weight. I'll have to look back at other episodes.
Tomorrow I have to see. Tomorrow's going to be something like this healthy food. What will it be? I haven't thought of it yet.
Yours will probably be like, I am well equipped to get through this day of work and I love my job. It's like you're telling yourself.
Mine's about my
No,
fitness one. So I'm going to have to think of a new one.
Mine at one point for my affirmation, whenever I was writing it out, was just like about happiness, you know. I am happy and fulfilled within my life. And like, you know, that was it. And then I haven't really done I don't really do many money ones. Like, you know, I think it's like, I like going out and like earning the cash. I've got goals around money and targets, of course, around the businesses. But the affirmations, like there is examples. Put an example down below, put it into writing in the writing below this. But people should get into it and should do it, especially if they've never done it before, and especially if it freaks them out a little, because there's serious power in it. Like there is 100%. Like I went and done, yesterday I didn't get to the gym, had rushed back from like Anaheim, go to a meeting, had lunch then, had like an extended lunch meeting. It was flipping lovely in Beverly Hills. Erewhon, right? There's this shop called Erewhon in LA, and I actually used it at the end of my stand-up. Anybody who complains about Erewhon, don't talk to me about it. But number one, I was joking because of stand-up. But number two, I'm not complaining here. I'm just relaying information. I can't show it you on my phone. There was this like smoothie yesterday, like some chef created like some raw meat kind of smoothie for like $19.95. Like the smoothies start at $20.
What?
I know. I got a latte because I hadn't had any energy drink or anything. So I wanted to have coffee. Only have one coffee a week really. But for a coffee, like a normal regular
20?
coffee, like $10, then plus tip.
No.
So it's like $12 for a coffee.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And the smoothies started like that was a deal up on a plaque, $19.95. They go up to $25, you know, whatever. And I'm not joking you. The place was rammed out the door. Like rammed out the door. Beverly Hills is such an interesting place. I don't know if I'd like to live there or not. I think
crazy.
It's a bit
but
boring.
That's a lot of money, like for. Oh, here I've got my affirmation for tomorrow.
Okay, what is it?
I love how healthy food makes me feel.
Yeah, it does make you feel good. I went to my favorite restaurant yesterday as well. One of my favorite places to eat. I think I brought you there. Fresh Corn Grill. It's on
It's not
Santa
ringing
Monica
any
Boulevard.
bells.
I always get the salmon with the sweet corn and the potatoes and the Asian sauce. I also do get the beet salad, the goat's cheese salad with beetroot and the butternut squash soup. I get everything in there. But anyway, it's like brilliant. I love eating healthy out here. But I'm not going to lie to you, it's not cheap. It for eating out and having a smoothie or doing all that. It's really really not. And see, unless you're working hard in LA and you've got a business and success, this the poverty line. It's either like you live on the streets or you have an amazing life. Like that. That's the only two things that I've seen. Like anybody out here, like I've seen, they've have like, you know,
I enjoyed it and I'll love to go back, but like it would take a lot for me to get over. Every time I went out, I'd be like, "This, is that seriously the price?" Like it would take a long time for me to figure out, like, to stop saying that. Stop saying those words.
I've absolutely lost track of reality. I'm not going to lie. Like I have.
When you come
like,
back here, you probably feel like, wow.
So whenever I come back, I'm like, what the hell? You can't spend money. It's amazing. But whenever I do, I'm going back into Europe, and then I'll be back out here probably at the end of August. Yeah, end of August. Actually, I was thinking about a holiday for you and I. Oh yeah, when I know we talked about going out to Chicago later in the year. I would love to go there. It's direct flight.
But you're already going to Chicago, like in a couple of weeks.
No, but I want to go. I'd love to go back with you if we were going to do like our trip this year.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe,
Cool.
I don't know. Unless you want to do something different.
No, I'd love to go to Chicago.
I think you would love it. I think you would love
I
it.
started watching that show, The Bear. Is it filmed in Chicago, I think?
Yeah, filmed and set in Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, so I could get
Yeah.
a do tour of The Bear.
I had one of those sandwiches the other day. One of those
Is
like,
it good?
oh my God, a beef sub, and you dip it into like this broth. It was unreal. I never had anything like it in my life.
Well, those kind of conversations are not helping my goals for this
Oh,
month.
yeah. But what I'm saying, like I'm going to drink a prime now after this call, and then I'm going to go to the gym. Just before we wrap up, right? I just want a disclaimer here. My morning routine now is not like that. And this is where you sort of have to adapt. So whenever I wake up in the morning, whether it is 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, I slept at 7:30 this morning, which I was very flipping excited about. Whenever I do look at my phone straight away. I have to, because it's already either 2:30, 3:30, or 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, or 4:30 in the working day. And I have at least 10 emails, maybe 5 to 10 WhatsApps, often a missed call, like, and a series of different things that has happened like in the working day that I have had to deal with. So the first thing I do as soon as I open my eyes is like just go straight into it. I either listen to the voice memos, see who's rang me, voice memo Sharon, follow up on something from the previous day. And although that doesn't seem like a healthy morning routine, it is for me right now, because once I get that all done out of the way, I spend like 15 minutes, I usually do it from bed, and just get completely and utterly caught up. Then I'm like, okay, now I know, like, I've put out the fire essentially, and then I can enter into either a chat with you or a chat with somebody else, film the podcast, do whatever it takes to get the day moving forward. And then all these other things that Sharon talked about, I do when the office essentially finishes. So the office will be closed at like 9:15 latest. And then I go into my water, drinks, protein, gym, all that kind of stuff.
It's different for you too, because your working day is kind of backwards.
Whenever I'm in Belfast,
like,
I don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, because a lot of us most of us will most likely only have a period of time in the morning, and then they're straight into the office or into the laptop, to start working. So it's trying to like, whereas after that first wee bit, you probably still have a few hours to kind of do whatever you need to do with yourself, like in your, yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is, because of where the time is in Ireland, I would not be able to relax into enjoying the gym, enjoying going for a hike, enjoying having like my, green tea in the morning or detox tea with protein drink. And like, actually, I couldn't enjoy that if I was unaware of all that stuff that was hanging over me, because if I spent that time in the morning and then Sharon was like, Matthew, so and so, and they're now finished their shift. I'm like, oh, that would stress me out even more. Do you know?
And whenever Matthew calls me first thing in the morning, I'm probably one of his first calls. You can really tell he hasn't done that work yet.
No, I haven't. And not only am I usually
It's
yeah, I'm
100
like,
miles an hour
I'm
for
coming
5
off the back
minutes.
of like going through like a series of really serious emails or not, and then just saying, okay, where are we at? Because yeah, but once it's done, then I can just relax into it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and
And
it's really good. And then I have like all of the time. Like yesterday, as I was saying, like I ended up doing extended lunch. Had like I went to Beverly Hills for a coffee, and then after it, I was like, okay, I'm kind of wired now because I had that flipping coffee. So I ended up going down Runyon Canyon just on my own. Just went up and done a 1 hour hike. There was other people around there as well, so done that, and then ended up calling down to Arlette's house, another friend of mine, and we end up hanging out there for a few hours chatting, and end up going to Carney's. Then this like it's called the Train. It's like it does amazing burgers. It's got these train rack fries that are like with cheese and onions and all this sauce all over it. I ended up eating like a Carney's last night as well. It was so good.
this is not helping me.
I
Not
know.
helping me. And see, this is a valid reason why, doing all this work in the morning and like doing that positive affirmation through the day for when things like this creep up, and all these tempting pieces of
Yeah.
food that my body craves because it's used to it. And I have to say, I love eating healthy food. I feel so, no, I love how I feel after eating healthy food. That's what I have
Yeah.
to say again after you said that.
I ate
So,
so much healthy food yesterday, but go on. I
no,
had
I just
some
wanted
non so
to.
healthy. Yeah.
Lies. Well, it was a wee day off. Now we'll just recap on the 7 points. So pint of water, meditation or a 10-minute walk, write down the top goal for the month, one small task that you can do today to get you closer to that, the top challenge of yesterday and what you've learned from it, 5 things you're grateful for, and your positive affirmation that you just repeat throughout the day when people like Matthew mention really nice burgers with cheese and
Oh yeah,
tobacco
the
onions
burgers are so
and
good.
fries.
Yeah, it was so nice yesterday. Yeah, it was. I'm starving now, but I'm gonna go and drink a Prime, which I'm still on, and I love energy Prime drinks. Anybody who has not tried them, there's no sugar in them. There's 10 calories. There's 200 milligrams of caffeine, and it will give you the best workout of your life.
Scrap everything we just said, right, and just order a Prime, and you're you're sorted.
My friend is an influencer, and she got sent like a Prime drop. It's like, do you want this? I was like, yeah, okay. There's like an 18 pack of the orange one, as you drink the red one, but
You,
the orange one's okay
you
as
don't
well.
have any tattoos, right?
No,
I just
none.
have this visualization now of like you just getting a bottle of Prime like tattooed to the back.
I actually walked past a tattoo parlor the other day, and I thought for the first time ever, God, wonder could I get a tattoo?
See, it's gonna just be a P, so no one knows. But there we go. Look, if you're, I just want to say, if even if you can adapt a couple of those things, the whole point is to just try and start your day off right, because it is a shit show in the morning a lot of the times. So all of that can probably be done in about 20 minutes, to be honest. So give it a go and let us know how you got on if you give it a go.
Yeah, and do you want to know what? If you have kids and you really need stuff to do in the morning and you can't get up earlier, like I would try to get up earlier. If they go to school at like 9 o'clock and you're back at home, maybe just sit down and do it then. Do you know what I mean? Like, because everybody has different circumstance, and you know,
Or take
just
your
just
break
have
and
it
work
adapted to work with it. Yeah, adapt it to work with you as best as possible. Back in the day, whenever I was doing this every morning, I lived by myself. I had my own business, and I could actually do it in the mornings. You know, I was, and I didn't have anybody working for me back then. You know, it was just
Yeah.
me. And I really was
Well,
like, I want to be doing this and all the stuff with the business. And you want to know what? Every single element of it came true. But once that comes true, it welcomes in different challenges, and that's where you have to then check back in and say, okay, I need to check in on this again, because there
yeah,
is
I just think
always uncomfortableness with growth, and you always got to check in and recheck your goals and just change your affirmations and change what you're grateful for, because the things like I'm now grateful for the team. I couldn't say that 10 years ago. Didn't have one.
Yeah.
You know? Yep.
I know. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I just think, look, you know, it's easy. We live in such a fast paced, like stressed out bloody world now. So it's more important now than ever to just do that bit of work to try and help slow things down, bring things back, and get you focused. And that's what that's there to do.
Yeah. Well, that's us for like another week. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.
Thanks. Bye.